anything can happen.
And that's why someone needs to get punched.
When I say these guys are a necessary evil, yeah, cool. It's awful for the sport. But I'm telling you, you need someone who doesn't care about the world to change it.
Okay, now I'm with you, but then there's the key word that always comes up and we can't forget about it.
Go on.
And that key word is integrity. Pro fighters, how to move.
You're 36.
Yeah.
37. It's not really paid. You can't look 30 years down the line and think this money is going to be what holds you.
Mm-hmm.
Then this young YouTuber phones you and says, yo, bro, you're going.
Yeah,
because,
I'm going to go.
Because integrity aside, you have a family and you have a life outside of this sport. And when you start factoring that in, this legacy and your reputation does not rank or
look, I can do it like money made, glamorous ting. 12 round unanimous ting. Casual fans on an analyst ting. That ain't KG and Travis's ting. That's undefeated, undisputed like Lennox. Do it on point, jab your head off. Who tried to say that AJ fell off? Must have never had Nigerian.
Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of the Undefeated podcast.
The only podcast with 2 undefeated fighters.
Chatting it up. Bro, what's your tail of the tape, fam?
Gee, I'm 0-0, fam. Never fought, never lost. If I did, someone gets knocked out, and it definitely ain't me. Yeah, bruv. I like the fact that you got bombs now, fam.
Come on, bro.
Let me press mine again, though. Just because, just out of oppression. Big man, what's your tail of the tape? Because I've heard a story, fam.
Fam, 2-0, bro.
Talk to me.
100% win record, fam.
That's what you did.
50% knockout rate.
I see it.
Half the men that enter the ring with me,
left
on their back.
I'm just letting people listen, and because of that, I'm going to clap for you, fam.
Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah? But real talk, though. People, you know what to do right now. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification. If you have not turned on your notifications for this, you're going to miss things. You're going to miss when we go live. You're going to miss Monday Night Smoke. You're going to miss the pod.
Hit that little bell, bruv.
Do it now. Big man.
Fam, it's been a mad week, bro.
It's been a mad week. We got comments, though, because we didn't read the comments last time.
Yeah.
And obviously, it was 100 eps, so it was in our bag. Do you know what I mean? But we're not on that now. Yeah? And we got to get into our comments because the fans weren't happy.
They were like, whoa.
The great defeaters.
You lot skip the comments, cuz.
Yeah. And they take time to write, so we'll go into it. I tried to skim past the congratulation comments. Well, I'll read a few if I have to.
Yeah, where we at?
You ready? Gavin DC, I'll do this one.
Cool.
Guys, congrats on your success so far. Been listening ever since June 2019 and not looked back. Clapping emojis. I'm here for it.
We've got one here from Yannick. He goes, congratulations on your 100th episode, Mandem. I may not comment every week, but trust me, I'm one of your biggest supporters. Honestly, I'm so proud of this pod. Great content and energy each and every week, guys. I wish you all the success in this thing and in the future. And like my very first comment, thank you guys for creating a real boxing pod for the mandem and the culture.
Done, no. I got one from Dockers22, and he agrees with me, bro. Remember I was talking about TEOFIMO, the TEOFIMO versus Haney. Yeah, this is the argument I was having on the pod the other day. Remember, Teo was studying Loma for about 2 years. He's been saying I can take him. He's done hella homework. We are yet to see if the brother studies other fighters. If he doesn't, because he doesn't feel there's dangerous. There you go. But his IQ must be good, at least to step in the ring with Loma, with the confidence to execute a plan and win. Congrats on 100 episodes, legendary show on the pod, critically acclaimed status. Now, just on that point that he was making, I'm saying that he has studied Teofimo Lopez heavy because it was almost a laser target focus. That's the guy that I want to be.
Yeah.
We don't know if he's keeping that same energy for Haney.
I know what you mean. But my whole thing is he has it in the locker.
Yeah.
So whatever he has to do mentally to get to that place to lock in like that for Haney is his own prerogative. Like as a fighter, you got to get up for your opponents.
That's it.
Do you know what I mean? So if you can only get up for Loma, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's gonna have that problem.
Yeah.
Because he has looked good before that Loma fight.
Of course. I think this is the thing about mental, right? And we get to know within the fights how serious you've been. Are you on it? You know the same when you talk about Tank, and Tank is not in, like, we congratulate him from doing the bare minimum. It's like, bro, make weight. And we're like, he made weight.
He's disciplined. He's ready now.
No, that's just what is expected of you, you know? So now it's that mental capacity thing it's a factor that can't just be overlooked.
Yeah.
Is the point that I tried to get into. But yeah, go through.
No, I get you, man. Ashley Williams said, I started watching when you guys were in Vegas and I followed your podcast since. By far the most enjoyable boxing talk content. Like I watch every week. Congratulations on 100. Love the show. Keep up the good work. Stay blessed. Appreciate that.
Listen, my previous fighter, hopefully I get him back. But right now I'm just gonna read the comment anyway. Here you go. Base the Kid, I just clocked. You man ain't reading out comments today. I wanted my Judge Taylor comment acknowledged for the greatness that it contained. Sorry, man.
Untraceable Don. He goes, I have to watch this on my HD TV. Epic moment in history. I'm going to comment whilst watching.
Wow.
With Fury, it's 100% true. A lot of people don't even believe him as much anymore. If you're a fighting man, a man can't say things about you and make you say, I won't fight you again.
Yeah.
Make you fight a court case that makes you fight him. It smells a bit fraudulent, doesn't it? Haney is the bogeyman, in my opinion. He's just making sure he can get the fights he wants.
There you go.
It's real.
Let's do it, bro.
Cool.
I'm ready to pod, fam.
Let's go.
I want to say this, and I'm going to talk directly to the camera, bruv. Mayweather, big man, it's enough. We've enjoyed it. We've enjoyed what you've been doing. We've enjoyed it. As a community, we can say, you know what? Thank you for those great nights. From Pretty Boy Floyd to Money Mayweather. But what you're doing right now is just total criminality.
What's the name of this, Floyd? You had Pretty Boy, Money May,
Thief Mayweather.
Thief Mayweather.
Thief in Mayweather.
Exhibition Mayweather.
Exhibition May. I'm done with these exhibitions, big man. I know everyone keeps saying the key word exhibition, but I do feel like robbed. And I think as you being a statesman, the main man in this business, I think it's for you to be the springboard for what's to come next.
I disagree.
And I do believe that.
I heavily disagree.
Well, I'm ready to argue about this today.
Cool. I disagree.
I'm ready to argue. Let's go.
He is retired.
Yep.
He's retired. He's not the main man in the sport anymore.
Mayweather Productions, bro.
No, it's promotions. Yeah, I hate you. And that's Tank. That's for Tank to continue. The fact is, Floyd is a retired boxer.
But he's still got to care about the place that you enjoyed.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Well, I don't get
Think
that.
about it. Think about it. Think about it for a second. Who else has this mantle to put on for the sport and do all this kind of stuff in retirement?
But if you care about the sport that you come from, why not? It's like me moving doing offshore accounts and moving to Monte Carlo after I've enjoyed the system.
When has Floyd
from it? Now I'm rich.
When has Floyd gone out of his way to say he's here for boxing?
No,
Floyd has consistently told us who he is.
Okay.
I'm here for me. At the end of the day, all these belts, whatever. I'm here about money. I want my faculties when I retire, and I'm here to make money.
I love it.
Him coming back to fight and make over what 100? How much did he make? I don't even know.
Yeah, 30
crazy
million.
amount of millions.
30, he said 30. They said
Cool.
30, 25 million.
That's a crazy amount of peas to
lots
come back
of
and
money.
fight an amateur novice.
Yeah.
Why is he passing it up? Do you know how many fighters?
I'm not saying pass it up, bro.
No,
I say he can do the fight. I'm just talking about respecting the undercard.
But my thing is this: that wasn't a Mayweather promotion. This was an exhibition match.
I can make sure that people that can get on the undercard and enjoy themselves. We can trust Floyd has enough power.
Floyd has done that so many times. He's done that so many times in his career.
He doesn't want
for him
now.
to not deserve this to be chastised like this.
It's not chastised. I'm just saying that I look at the card.
Look at Zinedine Zidane in the World Cup final, fam.
Yeah.
He's done so many great things.
That headbutt was still outrageous.
He headbutted that guy.
Still outrageous.
Yeah, but some people, oh, look at that. He's wasted. Look at what a letdown. He must be a role model. This guy's been virtually non-controversial his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has a moment where he flips out, and now we start talking like, this man ain't been on job.
No, but I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying boxing's in a crazy place at the moment. Yeah. And we talk about the great boxers, and who's the next great, as in, who's the next guy to look at and say, yes, you for the next 10, 15 years. You know, we have to. That's why the Legend series is here. We're talking about Tyson, Holyfield, these guys that have become, they're just stalwarts of our imagination in boxing. And we're like, we need the new ones. We need the new stories. And it's like, there's the space. And what's happening is celebrities who don't know how to fight and YouTubers. And don't get me wrong, I love YouTube. You know what I mean? I operate there. But I'm just saying that we need to have an authenticity on it. When I watch, think about those rounds where we don't watch boxing just because of these certain names. We like when the rounds get nuts and we're watching craftsmen in the ring. It's art at the end of the day. And right now we're saying give anyone a crayon and just paint away, fam. No, bruv.
I hear you. But my whole thing is not that. My thing is this.
Yeah.
People keep saying this takes away from the sport. It doesn't. What's taken away from the sport are the fights that do not get made, that should get made.
Agreed.
Because these big nights would be there. These guys wouldn't have to parade on social media and everybody have to hear this lecture about profile that I always give fighters. They wouldn't have to hear that. Because when you're telling me that Terence Crawford and Errol Spence are fighting, I'm watching. I don't care what they said. I'm watching.
Of course.
AJ and Tyson Fury, I'm watching. AJ versus Wilder, I'm watching. I don't care about the press conference.
Yeah.
Do you understand? What's happening is that we've got a lot of people who they fight these basic opponents and dress them up like, he's a tricky guy and I don't know what's going to happen and Saturday night, will this be the man? And they do this routine.
Yeah.
And then we watch the fight and we go, this guy's rubbish, bro.
We saw it again with and
then you get these fighters that are built up to look like they're top level.
Yeah.
To get exposed. And we just so this journey was nonsense, realistically.
This is it. But then you're talking about there's problems. Don't get me wrong, boxing is beautiful. Like I wouldn't swap it. I wouldn't swap it for the UFC. I wouldn't. But my issue is, it's what you're talking about there. There's so many issues. There's the different corporations that are running boxing. Then there's I'm gonna protect my fighters. So if he loses value. Now that came from Floyd. You know what I mean? That wasn't something that he made the extremely important. And probably that'll be unfair. That'll be disingenuous because I can't blame him for everything. But that being people used to lose all the time, and now it's like we're not getting fights now because some people don't want to lose.
But you can't look at Floyd and blame him for being undefeated.
No, I can't.
If he lost, he would make his record the PR dream.
Yeah.
His record was undefeated. He made undefeated cool.
Yeah.
He said in his retirement, I was talking about my record. You lot out here walking around with this undefeated pressure. I'm talking about me, bro. This was not even about you lot. So Floyd is a master magician of promoting himself.
Yeah.
If he lost 5, he would tell you, Ali lost 5.
Yeah.
I'm the next great. He would find a way to make it work for him. What these fighters are doing, they spend all their time watching Floyd, and they can't make sense of it because it don't work for them.
Yeah.
And the problem, I mean, that's a separate problem about fighters' profiles and stuff like that. But my thing is this. I'm never going to look at an event where boxing took place and say this is bad for boxing.
If the showcases, bro.
I understand what you're saying, but this was listed as an exhibition bout.
Yeah.
Right? Let's go to Mayweather and McGregor.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's go there.
Because that might have been called an exhibition. It might not have been.
Either way. Like a fight. That felt like well,
there you go.
It was built up as a fight.
Either way, you have a champion in UFC.
Yeah.
Stepping into the ring to fight a champion boxer.
Yeah.
Nothing about this says this is just an exhibition. It's just a little move around with the lads. No, bro. These men they're taking cult followings and pitting them against each other.
Yep.
That's a big night of an event. If the fight is a letdown, now we know UFC can't mix with boxers in the boxing ring. We know that now.
Yep.
The appeal for a UFC man to step into the ring is getting less and less because Jake Paul keeps on beating up their guys.
But look at this. This is the Conor McGregor card, yeah?
Yeah.
We got Gervonta Davis was on that. Yeah, as the undercard. We had Nathan Cleverly versus Badou Jack. We had Steve Cunningham versus Andrew Taibbi, yeah? There you go. We had Savannah Marshall. You know what I mean? These are people that
I
are
hear
fighting.
what you're saying.
I'm saying, so there's what you do is.
But this wasn't the Floyd night.
Blend.
This is a different type of Floyd night.
I'm with you, but I'm saying
but
you're not accepting.
Blend. You're not accepting that Floyd has been out the ring a few years now. Yeah. He's 44. He's not commanding the boxing space in the same way. Especially when you are fighting a YouTuber.
No, I still think he's very
budget
important.
for the undercard.
Yeah.
That's not going to be there like that to be getting your Cleverleys and your Cunninghams and it's not going to be there. This was a smash and grab from the start.
You know them ones where we've all heard it before when we started our comedy careers, and he said, "Yo, I want to book you, but it'll be good for exposure." Yeah, you know the exposure talk. Yeah,
yeah.
And now we're saying that it's Logan Paul, it's Mayweather. From an exposure standpoint, no, you're cold, bro. You're so cold, you're in the freezer. Yeah? Your career could use this. Now, it's not crazy P, but are you going to take it for the profile? Because I'm telling you right now, the world will be watching. Which a lot athletes, everyone was in attendance. Sometimes you can sell that to a fighter, and they will take the short end for the. It's an investment. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying is, I rate him making that money. I rate it so totally. But it's like you're introducing someone's going to be their first time there. Even YouTubers, and they say, "Oh, I've just arrived in boxing." And you know what boxing can do. You can fall in love very easily and say, hey, I'm here for this. And I'm not going away from this. Did they take the best opportunity for that is why I say. That's the question I have. Did we make the strongest claim to get maybe 2%? Because Logan Paul has loads of fans. That's for sure. Can we take 2% of Logan Paul's fans and bring them into boxing? Because boxing is a older person. I don't know.
You're underestimating these fans that come to the sport. New eyes come to the sport all the time, and that's fine. But they come for their guy, bro. You think Ocho Cinco would have had enough people tuning in to watch Ocho Cinco? They're not coming to watch Ocho Cinco and going suddenly go, wow, look at this world of boxing. I'm here to stay. No, bro. They've come for their brother. That's it. Logan Paul's fans, same thing.
No, but we've been to a small.
You be fighting on the undercard of a Logan Paul fight and do the maddest KO. You think you really just retained bare man's fans?
No, but let's say for us, we gone to a small hall shows, and seen a fight and said, "Hey, I like him," you know. Do you know what I mean? Like you didn't come for him.
Are we YouTube audience like those Logan Paul's fan base? No, we're not. We are boxing fans. When we see good boxing, I'm gonna remember this guy.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of guys who I've got my eye on radar-wise, just because it's like, do you know what I mean? We're kind of in the game now, new media. So we're different. We're talking about YouTubers who watch these guys get online and go, hey guys, da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, I've been following Logan Paul for years. I just love this guy. Yeah. That's the fan base they got. Well, they love him. Yeah. You don't have that because you can box.
I just think this is your home, innit? Yeah. And you make sure that you put the right things in it. That's all. Like I feel. I feel Mayweather is, and it's
not on Floyd for me.
It's not just on Floyd. I think it's on boxing. Let's. Okay, I'm agree with you. We can take it off Floyd, but we say on boxing, and what boxing's doing to itself is hurting itself. Like as you said, Errol Spence. These are the fights that we want to see. We want to see Errol Spence versus Bud. Is it anywhere close to happening? Definitely not. Yeah. We want to see. We wanted to see Amir Khan versus Kell Brook. Yeah. Even in retirement, are we close to seeing it? Definitely not. We want to see AJ versus Fury. Are we close to seeing it? No, we're not. Do you know what I mean? And the list, it goes on and on. You know what I mean? I even want to see Boatsy versus Yard. Am I close to seeing it? Hell to the no. Do you know what I mean? I can't even get what do you call it, to defend this title, fam. My man, Lyndon Arthur, bruv. I can't even get him back in the mix. Yeah. What is going on? Do you see what I'm saying? There's so many things where you say, these are the issues with boxing. This is what makes it frustrating, and this is where I think Floyd, someone like that event, will take the brunt of it, because I was like, what's wrong? And not only it's not the 17.99, it's the fact that I feel like boxing fans are being mugged off. Do you know what I mean? Like not from him. I'm talking in general in boxing. This is supposed to be a new golden era, bro. We got mad heavyweights. We got
great heavyweights. We got 135 divisions nice and stacked.
It's beautiful, and we're not getting it.
Yeah, but
why?
This of all people, this is gonna fall down to. Sure as hell ain't gonna be a fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
So Floyd, cool. He's capitalizing in this era. Yeah. Floyd didn't create this problem. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
But so who's he robbing when he says I done daylight robbery? Who's the people that he's talking about?
Oh, bro, Floyd at this point in retirement, robbing by fighting these guys he knows he's gonna win. Yeah. Call it robbery if you want. But who's still has to win?
Someone's getting robbed. Who's getting robbed?
Oh, it's the fans then.
There you go.
If that's how you feel about it. But what about when the promoters give us Chisora versus Parker on pay-per-view? Who's robbing who then? Do you understand? And these prices for these pay-per-views, they getting creeping up. Like Tom phoned in and said, yo, that was an experiment to put that thing up to £25 for the AJ fight. And then they brought it down to 20 for the little dead cards. Yeah. So now we're paying for Chisora on pay-per-view. No disrespect to Chisora, he always comes to fight, but the boxing model is designed from top to bottom for exploitation.
I think it's
And
harsh.
if you think we're getting a raw deal,
Yeah.
think about the fighters in the mix of this world.
Talk the things, fam.
You got guys in York, cool, bro. These guys, like, yeah, cool. An expensive ticket, that's tricky. But when these men are fighting and it's getting nuts and they're getting paid, what, 2 G's?
Yeah.
Bro, you could have died in there.
That's the rule.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole thing, I don't look at fighters who can capitalize off of the crooked game and say, he should be doing this. Nah, bro. Aram, Al Heyman, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, everybody should feel like that about boxing if you are in a position to make the change. But if you're the one that's now thinking, well, I can get a bag for myself as a fighter.
Yeah.
Get your bag, bro.
It's misguided rage. I understand that. Yeah. That's where it is. It's you're right. Literally, I'm hearing what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, the people that get the brunt is where I'm just not entertained now. You know what I mean?
That's the thing.
And that's where it's, I
saw a post today on Michael Benson's Twitter page, and he basically said, I learned from Mayweather versus McGregor in 2017 that once the dust settles, circus events in boxing do no real harm to the actual sport. Many fans hated last night, and that's fair enough. But just because you personally don't like something doesn't mean it's bad for boxing. And that's my stance on it. Because I'm looking at this, I'm like, bro, everyone's coming off their high horse and all these older legends are coming up to say, oh, it's a disgrace and it's this and it's that. But trust me, bro, Ricky Hatton, man like that, if they said, yo, big man, you can make 40 million by coming back and fighting a YouTuber, you up for it? Guarantee they're coming. Guarantee it.
You're
just not in the position. And man are going to say certain things when they're not in the position.
Yeah.
It's normal.
I just want people to respect the undercard if they can. That's all. Like, give man an undercard. Because I can watch nonsense. And there's no reason why like a title fight can't be sanctioned. I'm talking like a low end title fight. You know what I mean? Like, we watch. Sometimes I watch some evenings like fight on BT Sport, you know, like on a Friday. Yeah. I was like, put one of them in there then. Let me just see it. Let me be entertained. Even stack it out so it's not just mad performances. Because, again, the performance is there, you know, that Triller kind of mindset where it's like production. French Montana and all these people come out and like.
What do you think about Jake Paul calling out Canelo? Because now we're in such a clustered reality.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
And that's why someone needs to get punched up.
No, but here's the thing, right? Here's what I think about Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I think they are a necessary evil.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
Because I saw Jake Paul doing a talk about UFC fighters being underpaid by Dana White. You know, look at the risk. And this guy, he broke his leg. He might not be able to make any more money. How's he going to eat? These guys are being underpaid. And I was like, you know what? That's true. Everybody was divided because now you hate the man, but you hear what he's saying and thinking, it's making sense.
Yeah.
He's taking his platform, massive eyes that he's got that follow him.
Yeah.
And he's talking for the cause of fighters in the UFC who are under Dana White and they're getting control like that and underpaid. I look at that and I think to myself, who else could do that?
But there's a beef.
With that level of
but what you gotta say is
disregard for any backlash.
There's a beef though. There's a beef and there's egos at play. Dana done a video some time ago when they were talking about Jake's numbers for the last fight that he had, and Dana had lots to say. Obviously, Jake's gone around punching out UFC, man. Do you know what I mean? And it's not like, in a weird way, it's hurting Dana's brand almost. It's like these guys are supposed to be the ultimate warriors, and they're getting mashed up by a YouTuber. But so he's come out and said all these things, right? Like, and he rubbished him. He went in Dana. So now this is almost when Jake's speaking, it's in retaliation more so than care. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, you said this about me. Okay, now I'm going to zero in on your business and say why there's an issue with it. Do you know what I mean? And because does Jake Paul care? Has he got a history of caring about?
But my thing is this though, they're like, he's making a point against Dana White by beating up those guys because he's like, look, you're saying all this stuff about me, and I'm beating up ex guys in your world. He's devaluing the UFC in a way, But at the same time, him giving these guys their biggest paydays on the end of their careers, it's not a loss for them to do that.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So it's a weird one because it's like I'm exposing the makeup of your whole world.
Yeah.
by getting to you by paying your fighters. I'm paying your fighters to fight me. They'll come and they'll happily lose to me because they're getting the most money they have ever made. Ben Askren said this is more than all of my fight purses combined, fam. I don't know how true that was. That sounds nuts. But when a man is saying that, I best believe he's going to hobble out there and get himself beat up. So I'm looking at this now and I'm like, bro, Jake Paul is in the center of this conversation now about UFC guys getting paid. When I say these guys are a necessary evil, yeah, cool. It's awful for the sport. But I'm telling you, you need someone who doesn't care about the world to change it.
Okay. Now, I'm with you. But then there's the key word that always comes up and we can't forget about it.
Go on.
And that key word is integrity. Do you know what I mean? Like, them just coming to get mashed up and walk away, it's rubbish. You know what I mean?
But, okay, cool.
I want to see if I believe in these guys being a necessary evil. I do believe in. I think they're teaching off like pro fighters how to move in this game. But then you want there to be a level of integrity the whole way around.
So let's put it into real terms.
Yeah.
You're 36.
Yeah.
37. That's not really an age for any athletic career.
Yeah.
You've been a fighter for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not really paid you like that. You live comfortably.
Yeah.
But you can't look 30 years down the line and think this money is going to be what holds you. And it's coming to an end soon. And then this young YouTuber phones you and says, yo, bro, what you saying? Let's move around. You're going.
Yeah,
because,
I'm going to go.
Because integrity aside, you have a family and you have a life outside of this sport. And when you start factoring that in, this legacy and your reputation does not rank or compare in that conversation. So now we drill back again to the root point. He's been underpaid. You're talking to an underpaid man and asking him for integrity.
And there's no integrity in me being underpaid.
There's no integrity in me being underpaid. So at this point, come on in, Jake Paul. I'll give you some rounds with my old hip. Do you see what I'm saying? Because what we do sometimes when we look at athletes, we look at them as athletes.
Yeah.
And we don't see them as men.
Family
people. Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
When how we give it up in the entertainment business. Yeah, cool. I post a video. Trav, that's funny. I'm moving to make moves for my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I can provide and live a certain way.
Yeah.
This is not just bants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when these men are fighting, bro, it's already dangerous.
Yeah.
You might as well be getting paid.
You
have to be getting paid.
That's real.
So what I like about what Jake Paul is introducing to this world is the conversation and the focus on their money. Because when people like to quickly shout back and say, yo, UFC model is it's the best. UFC model is getting boxing the hell out of here. I always feel like, no, it's not, bruv. These men are not making enough money to upkeep this thing. It's like when we look at fighters from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
And we say, oh man, this era's boxing is nothing like when Joe Frazier and them men were fighting.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh yeah, I hear that still. But you look back, and I use these names loosely. I don't know Joe Frazier's financial situation.
Yeah.
But when money is not coming in from the boxing, you might have to fight the top tier fighters back to back 2-3 months apart throughout the year because it's like, I got to make peace.
Yeah.
And people like to see me fight, so I got to do this.
And
so
people are retiring with their faculties and money to spend.
This is what I'm saying.
Now, I understand.
So it's tricky because
you know what though?
The struggle is going to force you to make the big fights.
But there's that thing about
we can't ask the fighters to
branching
struggle.
off. It's that thing about not branching off of the thing that made you successful, right? And what makes boxing successful and great is it's the amazing equalizer. You walk in there and it's two guys that are going to duke it out. Do you know what I mean? And it's like you don't get to use your standing or your followers to say something. It's like we just become two men in this place and it's a battle, you know, and the winner, the one in the best shape, the one that's the most focused or the most skill gets his hands raised at the end, you know, and I think if that purity can happen when the bell goes ding ding, I like the bells and whistles. I love that got your hat. You know what I mean? It got me. I paid for the fight off that moment. That wasn't even with Logan. It was with his little brother. You know what I mean? But I like these things. But when we get into the ring, I want to see something, you know? And like, I don't know if I've changed from because I was a casual.
Yeah.
And now I'm becoming someone that cares about it a bit more.
That's right.
I just want to see. It's like when we do stand up. Don't be wrong. Open mic nights, do your thing. But when it comes to doing it, be ready. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to. Don't be on the. What are you doing?
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Pay big money to come and see
people pay when we. You know the big shows, and you're out here you want to do survey. You want to do bare questions, bruv. Tell me some jokes. Do you know what I mean? Like this is what I'm talking about. That's the difference. You know, when it's like when it's time, and you already know when it's time. You see the energy is different, and that's all I want. I want that. I want it not from the fighters. Yeah. I want it from the people making decisions in boxing.
I hear you.
That's it.
I think my only obviously comeback is just this wasn't a fight for this conversation, but this conversation has come about. Yeah, let's have the conversation.
100.
So I see Paulie Malignaggi. He's spoken on Fury versus Wilder. He goes, I think Wilder's going to get absolutely eviscerated. I think he's going to get smoked to where he's actually never going to be the same again. If you're to ask for that kind of beating again, I don't see where he's going. I'm like, that's interesting. I've seen so many mixed reviews on how they think this fight is going to go.
I'm going to put a bet down on Wilder.
You think he's going to win? How much are you putting down?
I'm not going to go crazy.
We're not going Craig Richards.
Are you going to be in there as well?
Nah.
Are you ready to do it?
Not for Wilder, fam.
Why not?
I'd have to at least believe he's going to do it, bro.
No, but if the odds are crazy, because the thing.
I believe Craig Richards could have done it.
Yeah.
So I can't do that for Wilder.
And there's no brethren bias for Wilder.
There's no brethren bias for Wilder.
There's none at all.
We don't know, my man.
All right. The reason why I think he's going to... it's so hard because obviously his trainer chat shit. That's an issue for me.
Malik
is wild.
That Muhammad Ali Vietnam statement had me thinking, the camp is
crazy.
You man are not. You're not in the space I imagined you were in.
But at the same time, I'm starting to get like a radio silence from from Fury. So maybe he might be in the gym right now, getting busy.
John Fury came out and said a whole bunch of things. The next day, Tyson Fury was out here talking about, I'm gonna take a social media hiatus and da-da-da-da-da.
Well, we've seen it.
Yeah.
So John Fury was talking to his son saying, don't sleep on this kid because this kid, he's got anger in him.
He can hit.
He's angry. He can hit and he's angry and he wants to right his wrongs and he wants to be able to, because he'll almost be, Wilder is in a very strong winnable position, you know, because if he loses, like, I lost. I don't know if he'll deal with it like that, but it's like, well, you lost already. You've already been beaten. If he wins, though, he now puts the glove gate and all these other things into... You can have those questions. Not saying they're real, but you can now say, listen, I told you last time this man cheated. And today, look at him on the floor. Yeah? That argument is because you're almost vindicated. Now, all you need is people to not believe. All you need is people to ask the question and you've done your job. Court of public opinion, yeah? And because no one can say if there was the egg weight form or the water was, what you call it. We can only add, there's videos here and there.
Yeah.
If he knocks him out and knocks him out early, yeah? Everything needs to be this. Everything is, even though it doesn't need to be,
it's
you just got to be, but it comes back onto the table. Because you see how the public works.
If Wilder knocks him out, oh my days.
There's enough in there for him to go for.
What does that do to boxing, bruv?
Listen, a weird part of me, I don't know why, I really want to see AJ fight Wilder in America. I just want it. I don't know why. It's the fight I'm desperate for.
I want that fight in the UK.
I don't want
that fight in the UK.
I don't like the way the Americans are spoken about Joshua, and I feel that he will get the respect. I don't think the Americans are caring about the Fury fight.
Nah, I want that fight in the UK. I don't care how it looks.
No, we gotta go to Vegas.
I hear you. I don't care how it looks. I want AJ to fight Wilder in the UK.
No, you don't,
Not because
bro.
I want to be there. I just want to make sure that everything is good and he's comfortable. Everything is good.
Nah.
I don't want no Vegas treatment. Nah, bro.
Nah.
The Ruiz thing, I didn't like how that looked. I didn't like how that looked.
He needs to go back over there, bro.
I don't care what they think about AJ, bruv.
Bro, we need to avenge our wrongs, you know.
Bruv, they're wrong to you, bro.
Bro.
They're fine.
Bro,
go to the dunes.
Bruv, we flew
out there.
Go to
the dunes.
We flew out there.
Fight in the desert. I don't care. I don't want this in Vegas.
Big man, we flew out there. We flew to New York and got punched up. That's what happened. The last time we went abroad, we got banged. We got moved to by a big Mexican kid.
Just saying, I don't like it.
But this is what happened.
He's the A side, Wembley. We do the rematch in Vegas. We're not going there.
We're not getting Wembley. We need to go Vegas, MGM Grand Set.
You know what it is? It's tough because it's like I'm looking now and thinking to myself, if he goes out there, and I ain't trying to speak no
negative.
Believe
in your champion, bro.
Of course, I believe he beats him. But let's just say hypotheticals.
Whoa.
Speculation kings.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here to speculate.
He goes out to Vegas, loses to Wilder. Do you know what that does to his whole career in the landscape of history?
It gets
awful
nuts.
I'm not interested in how that's gonna look.
And this is
fight him in Wembley.
No, this is why I need him to go out there.
Anyway,
because hold on. This don't. We're not gonna overlap this. It's not an anyway situation. This is real, bruv. I honestly feel that that's what we need. That's what his career. AJ can ride off into the sunset if he goes and mashes that work in America. And it's like we don't need to talk about Fury. I get Fury's it's a good conversation, but it's not a deep conversation. If Fury loses that fight, Fury's beaten himself many a times. I want to see AJ versus Wilder. That's the fight that I was preparing for from the beginning. See how you're frustrated? I was preparing for that one, you know. We've been talking about AJ versus Wilder for the longest time, longer than this.
But I want AJ Fury first. I just want that first.
I'm not.
Because you know what happens? Here's what happens if it goes that way.
Yeah.
AJ fights Wilder, say he beats him.
Yep.
Or whatever happens, and Fury fights the winner, which I just don't like the fact that Fury sits out of these moments where it's like, you do this, do that, and then you do that. Fury just gets to wait to the end. And I'm like,
if he loses, he loses.
Well, I'm just saying, if those instances take place, like if, say, for example, AJ Wilder was next, this is how it would look. Whereas this way around, it's jarring, but I don't even know, man.
I'm telling you right now, because if Wilder beats Fury, now Wilder's catalog and who he is as a fighter, it's validated.
That's his Dusseldorf. That's his
Dusseldorf. Now, if AJ turns up and punches up the guy that beat the man, the lineal guy, then AJ's the king of the division. You know what I mean? And I just want to see the smoke of like us, man. Yeah, us.
If AJ gets undisputed.
UK energy versus like the American energy.
Let AJ get undisputed, yeah? And I promise you right now, you see them LDBC guys?
Oh, we'll be on them platforms.
Oh, we're going on them platforms.
We'll be everywhere.
Straight. Going toe to toe. I don't care what you man have to say.
Yeah. You saw the energy.
Now. Oh, bro, we were going
when we was out there. I wanna relive that night. Do you know what I mean? But my guy got punched up in New York. You see what I'm saying? And we took it back to the dunes, but Americans, some of them,
They didn't really respect that.
They didn't respect it. Do you know what I mean? Because remember, they holiday to the Caribbean and that they keep it amongst themselves.
I just find the whole thing crazy when Wilder's your champion and you respect Wilder, but you don't want to acknowledge AJ. For me, that's insane.
And I don't like that. That's when I think it's mad how you have this kind of there's a tribalness to boxing.
Yeah.
There's a tribalness to boxing, and I think there's many times that UK people have not really got their validation from the American market, and at times it's annoyed me.
You know what it is?
Go on.
It's because UK boxers don't stand up on the world stage.
Yeah.
It's not a regular sight for us to be mixing it and holding our own, because we're seeing far too many times now we get up against a Mexican fighter and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And, like, I think Craig Richards, when we spoke, and he was just like, I just want to see some other styles.
Yeah.
He made a good point about that.
Yeah.
Because over here, you fight on the domestic scene and you get into the mix-up and you start to understand, the British style of boxing. And I look at that. I'm now able to identify what I see when I see the British style of boxing.
We know what to look for.
Ron Richards, to the T. That British style of evasive, long range, single great shots, nice and clean, tuck up, get out, clear. It's just so, it's so beatable.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is. And even when it's done well, it looks nice on the night. But then you look and you say, but the next level, bro, them men are going to they're going to eat you up.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm like. I'm tired of looking at that. So when I look at like what the Americans do, where they see these English boys come over, they see it time and time again.
No, but I think it's getting the right guys. So Josh Taylor's Scottish. What he did the night that he had, and it's a shame that it wasn't it wasn't shown to the world. You know what I mean? That's the mistake that was made, because some guys can fight and really change it up. We got these new, even Boatsy training out in America. I seen Conor Ben. He's doing a bit of stuff out in America. I don't know if he's on holiday, but
he's vibing. A lot of sparring, a lot of workouts. I'm
seeing him working with different faces, American fighters. This is good. You know, we need more of this. Yeah, I would like, if I could do it, Dubois right now, I'd pick him up and put him in an American gym. I mean, that's the best thing that could happen for him. Is not just saying as far as...
you know what? I'd probably put him in AJ's gym.
Go on, break it down.
Just because the level of sparring and work that AJ gets, the fighters that they're able to access, is top level. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I don't think the heavyweight division in America is really giving us much else, bro. Who they got out there? There's no one out there that makes me think, Dubois could. Nah. American heavyweights right now are probably
what we got. What's on
the worst they may have been in a long time.
But I think Dubois is at that level though. I think out the way, growing, because it's more of a personality thing. And Dubois, like, I think if he leaves the country and just goes to experience another culture, you know, we always go on about this humility thing. You know, these fighters all have to be humble. They all have to pretend like they don't know their power and don't know what they can do in the ring, you know, and flipping that on its head. So I think if a Dubois goes to America and just really goes and sits down with so many different coaches and they can speak the confidence into him. Again, my man was jumping up and down, not even rhythm, fam. You know what I mean? Like little things like that. And Frank Warren's going, your trademark, like... remember when we almost saw they tried to do it to Lennox when they really tried to push this British, you know, they tried to
break off his background type
and try to make him do things like, and that's not me. Do you know what I mean? And I think again the same mistakes could be made with, and there's that relationship between Bruno and Dubois. That is like, and it's like
that was
breaking away from that and saying, you know what, I need to go somewhere else to experience a different type of coach, something totally different, and then come back.
It's like like you mentioned with Boatsy. I think it's always admirable when someone just takes himself out of the environment. And it's like, look, I'm going to go and live this life now. Away from home, anything uncomfortable, and just dedicate myself. I always respect that. I mean, you look at when martial arts and these people go off into the mountains and do that kind of stuff. That comes from somewhere. Which is fighters try to adopt it, similar type of approach where they're away from their families.
100%.
You know what I mean? You're stripping the stuff back. So I think when a fighter is too comfortable and he needs to be comfortable all the time, that feels problematic to me. So I do respect the
and he's not good. And the funny thing is, I believe that there's something good in Dubois, but at the moment he's not good enough.
Nah, I see Frank Bruno.
Not good enough.
People used to say that
when
AJ,
you say Frank Bruno, I think that's disrespectful to Frank Bruno.
People used to say that about AJ, that AJ was just Frank Bruno Mark II. Not true. We've seen now that AJ is much better than Frank Bruno. I look at Frank Bruno now and I'm like, to be honest, Frank Bruno was just a likable guy. It wasn't this great heavyweight that people were trying to masquerade him as. No. When you say Dubois is Frank Bruno, you are much closer than when you said AJ was Frank Bruno.
But then, I think it's disrespectful because I don't
think... Why? What did Frank Bruno do that makes you rate him this high?
Well, he became a world champion, and I don't think Dubois will do that.
Bro, I hear that, but that's a different era of boxing. He had a complete life or death situation with Oliver McCall, and he hung on and he won his belt. But it's still an achievement.
And Hart, when you talk about who's different, what happened with him and Oliver McCall, we seen Dubois take, and let's not just get into the take the knee thing.
I mean, that's just one fight, though.
I'm just saying that there's...
Frank Bruno, like, I'm not going to say that Frank Bruno was like...
I'm talking athletic, I'm talking about the engine, I'm talking about the chin, I'm talking about the design. Like, there's a lot about Bruno that, again, yes, he was intimidated by Tyson. Who wouldn't be? You know, these are the people that he was growing up in his era, and he could deal with the jab. We're talking about that slow jab. You telling me Frank Bruno couldn't deal with Joe Joyce's jab? Let's come on.
I don't know that he just automatically deals with Joe Joyce's jab, but I hear what you're saying in terms of what he's been able to accomplish. Absolutely.
What's taking Dubois down? Dubois is supposed to be the next guy, the new reigning king. Yeah, what they built him up as. Yeah, and big up to Dubois for winning your fight, but you're not giving me reigning king vibes. You know what I mean? You haven't kicked on. You haven't gone to the next level. And now I'm looking at your level saying, I wouldn't mind seeing you fight Adelaide to just see what's going on here. I need to see you against against the farmers and all the easy dons, he takes them out. But then real fights, but we're talking about pushing on. We're talking about and unfortunately, AJ's success is something to measure him by. Unfortunately, it is what it is, you know.
I hear that, but you know, we're looking at Frank as the world champ who obviously beat McCall, then lost to Tyson, and called it a day. Like, it's hard to compare like that. But when you look at the ingredients of these two fighters, they are not that far apart.
Okay,
big, stiff, heavy hitters.
Yeah, I on that I give you, but I think there's that part of the engine under the hood, and you say this is too different. This is like. And I don't want to be rude, but it's just two different things. Like, there's something there that's like is luxury, and there's something that we don't even know we don't know what to categorize it as yet. You know what I mean?
Fair enough. I'm just saying the AJ Frank Bruno comparisons happened, and now if you compared AJ to Frank Bruno, it is an insult to AJ.
It's wild. It's wild, but I think we still need to respect. Dubois needs to do a lot more. To be in the same breath as Frank Bruno. I'm sorry. I'll be surprised if he does, but he needs to do a lot more.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
What else is there? So wait, just going forward, what else we got? What's coming up?
I see more talk on the timeline from Devin, TEOFIMO and Devin Haney. TEOFIMO's starting to talk now. It's like, yeah, I'm coming for you, Devin Haney. Bruv, these men say Devin Haney's name only to promote their own fights.
100%. What's happening with TEOFIMO's Triller thing? Ain't he supposed to? And the next time we supposed?
I think that's sometime this month.
Yeah,
I need to check it actually.
There you go. Again, listen, Dubois ratings to Dubois in it. He won his fight. The opponent was do you know what I mean? But he did what he had to do.
June 19th. Sorry.
June 19th.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, not too far away. I'm excited for that one. I just want to see. I want to see what TEOFIMO looks like, and then as soon as he wins that fight and there's Haney's there in attendance, it will tell me a lot. It will tell me he's ready. He's not shook of him. You know, Garcia as well. Garcia, like, I hope he's recovered from his health issues. You know,
mental health.
He's having
a lot of people have criticized whether or not that's genuine.
It's a tricky
conversation.
Mad to question mental health.
Yeah,
I think that's the slippery slope because no one knows what's going on in someone's mind, isn't it?
I'm seeing here that Floyd said he probably won't do any more exhibitions.
Thank God.
I think it's because he knows, one, he didn't look that great, and two, you're in there with a guy that's 50 pounds bigger than you, bro. Like, you gotta look at yourself after that and say to myself, like, what have I become?
Yeah. One.
Do you know what I mean? What have I become?
Yeah. On some analysis on that fight though, what I was impressed with Floyd with was the walking him down. You know, he's like, this is a big guy.
You know what he was trying to do? He was trying to do the same thing he did to McGregor, pressure cook, where it's just like, it's gonna burn your stamina out and then just.
He was hoping, but again, credit to Logan.
He was young and fit.
For them two rounds, he was swinging, and just to stay up and in somewhere that's a magician in the ring.
It's the way he was going bang bang bang. It's this bear swipes.
That's his highlights.
And he's just like,
but he has those now for his next YouTube video, and you can't take that away from him.
It's true, and he landed a shot on Floyd, bang.
Did he?
And it's like, yeah, it's a clean shot, bro.
Clean.
You look at it, you say to yourself, Canelo didn't do that. He can take that. He can take that for the rest of his life. I landed a big shot on Mayweather.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber fan.
Yeah. And not to hate on them, man. Like,
they're rock stars.
They are rock stars.
They're rock stars of the world, bro.
They've changed the game. Like, we're talking about them.
They can get into any industry and do any business, bro.
Madness.
That's how they're unicorns.
Total unicorns.
That man could be racing car drivers in 6 months' time.
Tomorrow.
It's wild.
Just say Lewis Hamilton come outside.
But that's the thing. I'm looking at it.
Do you know
now.
how mad that is? They could say Lewis Hamilton come outside, and Lewis will have to respond to that tweet
at some point. And my thing is this: I'm looking at these man now, and I'm like, I respect your audacity. Yeah. It's limitless.
No, but certain times, this is why I might need Canelo to go and match that work.
Listen, because if he loses, it does not matter. You know why? Payday.
No, but orbital, bro. Orbital bones. Orbital eye
You
structure.
say that. You say that.
It gets nuts.
I hear that. But all I'm saying is this: these man, the power and the clout they have, they're getting into any space. Trust me, boxing's now.
Yeah.
A YouTuber at some point is going to run a country. Trust me.
You know what?
I'm saying this now, and in years' time, we're gonna go back to this
Someone
video.
as a standard YouTuber that's gonna become like the next American president.
And they're gonna look at this video and they're gonna go, "Raw boy, man, like Trav."
Hey, let me get involved in there. Yeah, I hear you.
That's all I add to it. Nah, cuz that's my prediction.
Nah, let me be a part of the prediction, fam, because I'm saying it's true, cuz. Wait, me by saying it's true. It's true. That's enough. Anyway, people.
Listen, let's wrap it.
We're going to wrap it there, man. Listen, we're the Undefeated Podcast.
For real.
Thank you for watching. And see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Look after yourself.
Take care, people. Peace.
Yo, people. Thanks for watching the Undefeated Podcast. Make sure you
like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and all that good stuff, man. This is the place to be.